Hi everyone, Mackie79 here and welcome to this new deck video of Magic Duels. As you guys can see, today I'm going back to my Naya build. It was a very popular video. Apparently you guys like to play in these colors, which are white, red and green. Alright, so let's check out the deck. I made some few changes with the AER Revolt release. Been testing it, works quite well. I don't think that I've changed that much, just updated it a bit, so I'm gonna go through this a bit fast. So first change already is Shock. Yeah, early removal, pretty decent. Yeah, still like, it's just a great card, instant speed, 2 damage, creature or player. Yeah, that's it. Then the Elvish Visionary is still in, 3 copies, awesome card. Also still in the Primal Druid, 4 copies actually. Yeah, to fix that mana. Then also 4 copies of the Druid of the Cowl. For 2 mana, a green and a generic, you get a 1/3, which is great against those aggro creatures. And it's a kind of a ramp because he also can give you some green mana. So nice addition. Still 1 copy of the Reclamation Sage, great value card with all those artifacts around. And then this card is really bonkers, the Lifecrafters Bestiary. For 3 generic mana you get an artifact that says at the beginning of your upkeep scry 1, and whenever you cast a creature spell you may pay a green mana, and if you do, draw a card. Now this deck is a real creature based build, so yeah, almost everything that you cast is a creature, or most of it anyway, so this has great value. When you have this in your opening hand and you can play it, it's a real engine. Then the Pulse of Murasa, still play the 2 copies. Returning a target creature or a land card is pretty great in this deck because yeah, land, we can get the evolving ones back to fix our mana, and in the meanwhile we gain 6 life, or we just get a big fat creature back. Yeah, still play these 2 copies of Eldritch Evolution. I think it's still a great combo with the Primal Druid. Yeah, I like it. Pretty decent. If we sack that Primal Druid to that, we can search for Gisela here, the Broken Blade, and she's still one of the most awesome creatures around. Too bad her toughness is 3, she dies of a lot of removal spells, but she's still trying, worth trying. Then I still play 1 copy of Flameshadow Conjuring. It was actually the card that made me build this deck. And it says that whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay a red mana, and if we do, we get a token onto the battlefield that's a copy of that creature, and we lose it at the end of turn. But it gains haste, so we can swing with it. So yeah, it's a sick card. Can do a lot of crazy stuff, but you don't want to draw a second one when you already have one on the board. So with all the new cards, I skipped one. Then Chandra, Torch of Defiance is still in. Yeah, great planeswalker. You all know her by now. Pretty decent, a lot of options. So, and the ramp ability is pretty awesome here. Then Nahiri, the Harbringer. Yeah, she can deal with enchantments and artifacts and almost everything, so she's great. She can also filter our hand, and the ability, the ultimate is pretty good as well in here because we got a lot of creatures so that we can fetch. Then Archangel Avacyn is still in. The Gearhulk, the green one, is still in. Awesome card. Then a new card, 8 from the Cowl. Also just 1 copy. For 5 mana, 2 green and 3 generic, we get an enchantment with the Revolt ability. And in this case, at the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a permanent card, which it almost always will be, you may put it onto the battlefield. Eh? Yeah, exactly. Otherwise you may put it on the bottom of your library. So all those shenanigans because this deck is all about the come in play abilities, it's just nuts. Yeah, and then if you even got if you even got this one on the board and you can pay the red mana, it's becoming really nuts. And then Nissa Vital Force, also still an awesome planeswalker from Kaladesh. Yeah, you all know her well by now too. And the great thing is that she ramps in her own way a bit. You can tap a land, untap it, and use it again. So nice card in this deck. Combustible Gearhulk. You guys know by now that this is my favorite Gearhulk. He's just nuts, especially in this deck with all the high cost creatures. Greenwarden of Murasa. Let's take something back from the graveyard. Why not? Then the Woodland Bellower. Yeah, value is. It's all about the value here. We can go get something with mana cost 3 or less. It has to be a green card, creature card, but that's no problem. The deck is full of it. Then the Hydra here, the big fatty. He's got reach, which is very welcome because we don't have much air defense, except for Gisela. Then the Rishkar's Expertise. For 6 mana we play a sorcery. We draw cards equal to the grace power among creatures you control, which can be quite some cards. And you may cast a card with converted mana cost 5 or less from your hand without paying its mana cost. Yeah, awesome card. Then Ajani Unyielding. For 6 mana we get an awesome planeswalker. The +2 is very is just great value here because once again there are almost all permanent cards in this deck, so we're bound to find something in this +2 ability. The -2 lets us deal with an annoying creature, and the -9 can be pretty nuts as well because we get to put 5 +1/+1 counters on creatures and other planeswalkers. And then yeah, I still play Bruna. Just because yeah, we play Gisela and Bruna into Brizella is a win condition on its own, so yeah, pretty awesome. Then for the mana base, 3 plains, 3 mountains, 4 forests, Needle Spires, 2 copies of the Cinder Glades, 2 copies of the Canopy Vista, 2 copies of the Rootbound Crag, 2 copies of the Sunpetal Grove, and all 4 copies of the Evolving Wilds, which help us trigger that revolt for the enchantment here for this one. So yeah, that's the deck. You see I didn't change a lot, I changed a few things. This is a card I still play. I play 2 copies because I really want this card to draw this card at a certain moment, or even better have it in my opening hand. But yeah, you can only play 2 copies, but yeah, playing more shouldn't be good either because you don't want. Yeah, if you have it already and you draw it, it's a dead card basically. It's not a dead card, you can maybe draw 2 cards in, but yeah, 1 is enough to keep the engine going. So that's the deck for you guys. I hope you liked this short deck video, and I hope I see you guys at the gameplay video. See you guys there. Bye bye guys, have a nice day.